difference that means he was waiting for much more than that. Okay?
I was counting.
If you yeah, 1,000, 2 1,000. So that you understand the difference of landing like this and landing like this, what I'd like you to do right now, I'm going to demonstrate for you so you can see. Typically, I'd like you to just right now put out your hand in front of your body the way you usually go to shake hands, just without me modeling. Okay, I want you to take that hand. That's a great way to end the handshake, but I want you to start it slight tilt. Slight tilt. Now what I'd like you to do is go in and shake hands with somebody sitting next to you with that slight tilt. Go
I will not. Did you do this yet?
All right. Do you notice the difference? Yeah. You've got to go in. You've got to go in. Everybody's attention? If you can bring your attention to this part of the room. Terrific. All right. If you come in at that slight angle, you can go in and you can lock thumbs, and it prevents the other person from grabbing just the ends of your fingers. So you come in, you land like a plane, and you lock thumbs. You land like a plane and you lock thumbs. Now, some of you are experimenting. Bring your attention focus back here. Terrific. Now, when somebody uses hand cream, I love this. Okay, so once you go in and land like a plane, you lock thumbs, and then you can get full palm-to-palm handshake. Now here's a kind of trippy thing about handshakes that I think is really fun. Most of us think it's the grip. Most of us think it's the grip. It's not the grip. The most important part of the handshake is actually the palm-to-palm contact. Now, here's why. When you go to shake hands, okay, I'll give you that place. Everybody's attention, focus.
In there,
Okay. When you're reading body language, you read different parts of the body for different information. And all of you already, at a subconscious level, read the palms of other people's hands to tell whether they're going to be honest with you, whether or not they're going to self-disclose to you. To give you an idea of what I mean by that, imagine that we've rewound the tape. Yes, I'm coming towards the danger tape. Okay? And imagine we're rewinding the tape, and I've been introduced, and the whole time I've been speaking, instead of speaking as I have been, I've been speaking with just this small little change in my body language. Now, when I shift to this position, it's just a small, tiny little change, but what do you notice that's different? How do you feel about me? How do you feel inside your body? What's different?
You guys have been cold.
Isn't that funny? I just went cold, right? Isn't that just that small little change? Yeah, he can read bodies. He's scratching the side of his face. I'll tell you what that means.
when it's on the paper.
So, when somebody hides that part of their body, we immediately feel slightly uncomfortable. We wonder what they're hiding, and it doesn't feel safe.
Or it's a challenge.
Well, it's challenging for you, honey. It's definitely challenging. So here's the deal. You want to be aware of even simple, small shifts in your body language, because you can go from a position that shows that you're open and heart-centered and trustworthy to cold, distant, unapproachable. Just one shift. All right, what else are you curious about? What else do you want to know? Pardon me? Question? Okay. All right. So he's out talking about that double handshake. Do y'all know what he's talking about? When you go in to shake somebody's hand and they take their other hand. Okay, now here's the difference. There's actually quite a few different interpretations of that, because that particular glove handshake can mean a different thing depending on how tall you are, what expression is on your face, whether you come down, whether you surround, or whether you do what ministers and doctors often do and come from underneath and support. Do you know what I'm talking about, that particular handshake? And it's interesting because sometimes I'll have women that say, I do the double handshake to be warmer and friendlier. Okay? So it's a little different. Sometimes people come top down to say, I'm powerful and in control of the situation. Right? So it changes. And it's interesting because you can use that double handshake to deal with a bone crusher handshake. You ever had somebody give you a bone crusher handshake and you're going, please let me out of this? So if she's giving me a bone crusher handshake, I want to squeeze back. I want to squeeze back. So this hand is totally helpless. However, this hand is totally free and available. So if you care to, you can choose to take your free hand and pat the offending bone crushing hand. Sending this symbolic message, bad girl, bad girl. Now, if you're a guy shaking hands with another guy, I would not recommend the patting motion. But if you're a guy shaking hands with another guy, there is an option. You can take your free hand and you can do that encompassing handshake. So you can either take your free hand and pat, or you can take your free hand and encompass. The funny thing is you don't have to say anything and that person will loosen the grip. It is like a magic trick for a bone crushing handshake.